Darkstalkers, known in Japan as Vanpaia, is a series of 2D fighting games developed and published by Capcom, beginning with Darkstalkers: The Night Warriors in 1994. The series is set in a pastiche Gothic horror universe and features a highly stylized, cartoonish graphic style. It features characters based on either various kinds of monsters or their hunters, who are all engaging in combat against each other. Besides video games, the Darkstalkers media franchise also includes an anime miniseries, an American cartoon TV series, a Canadian comic book series, and many books of various kinds and other media released only in Japan. Some individual characters appeared in the later Capcom games, as well as in a few crossover games released by other companies. Video games. Future. In August 2010, Capcom producer Yoshinori Ono stated during an interview about Street Fighter X Tekken that a new installment to the series would be his ultimate dream. However, only fan demand would cause it to happen. He went on to say that it would take 1 million requests before Keiji Inafune, then head of research and development at Capcom, would comply. At that point, Capcom had received 5,000 requests. By March 2011, Ono reported that Capcom had received over 100,000 requests. He later expressed during an interview at a Nintendo 3DS launch in London that, one day, if it goes 500,000, Capcom may raise its eyebrow a little bit and I could do what I did in London in 2007 when I announced the comeback of Street Fighter. In the near future, with your help, it may become true. It's on its way, because we're pretty much where we were with Street Fighter a few years back. So keep it up. In July 2011, at San Diego Comic-Con, Ono revealed during the Street Fighter X Tekken panel that while a new Darkstalkers title had not been approved, he reassured the series fans that Darkstalkers is not dead. He then proceeded to take a photo of the attendees at the panel holding up their money to send to decision-makers at Capcom to show support for the game. In June 2012, a message, "Darkstalkers are not dead," appeared in a trailer for the PlayStation Vita version of Street Fighter X Tekken. When asked about it, Ono wrote on his Twitter, "I can't announce about Darkstalkers yet." Ono later teased the presence of Darkstalkers at a panel for Street Fighter's 25th anniversary celebration at San Diego Comic-Con in July 2012. Instead of taking a photo to send proof of demand to Capcom's upper management like he had done in the past, he stated, "This year, you don't have to do that, and it's not necessarily bad news," but refrained himself from saying anything else. Following the announcement of Darkstalkers Resurrection at New York Comic-Con in October 2012, a concept trailer was shown during Capcom's Street Fighter 25th anniversary panel. Darkstalkers Resurrection producer Derek Neal and Yoshinori Ono told interviewers that the re-release bundle was the first step towards revitalizing the franchise. Neal also claimed that Capcom is using Darkstalkers Resurrection as a test to gauge audience interest in a new Darkstalkers installment. In April 2013, Capcom Senior Vice President Christian Svensson wrote, "We've not given up, but I'm disappointed in the opening sales response relative to any other fighting title we've put out on the same platforms given the frequency and urgency of requests we've had here over the last several years and the quality of the execution. It is the most fully featured and probably best project of this type we've done. And before people jump to the wrong conclusions, I'm not blaming fans who did buy it and supported the brand. I'm very thankful for those guys. I'm more disappointed by my misread of the information in this particular case. There was no Darkstalkers are not dead line at San Diego Comic-Con 2013. Matt Dahlgren, Capcom's new fighting game manager, said that because Darkstalkers Resurrection did not perform as well as we would have liked, you never know what the future may hold, but Street Fighter is definitely not dead. There is nothing Darkstalkers on the immediate horizon for sure. Gameplay. Darkstalkers introduced many of the concepts used in later Capcom fighting games. including its first use of 16-bit color animation sprites and gameplay mechanics later employed in the Street Fighter Alpha and Marvel vs. Capcom series. Plot: the Darkstalkers games take place in an alternate Earth that is in the process of merging with a demon realm known as Makai. The reason for this merger varies depending on the continuity, but a continuing theme is that the union of realms brings the arrival of the Darkstalkers to our world, the term being a catch-all for the various monsters of legend, the greatest of these supernatural creatures, and the greatest among those who hunt them, meet in battle to determine who will rule the night. In the sequel, Vampire Hunter, an alien overlord named Pyron returns to Earth after being away for many years. His quest to conquer the world using an army of robots brings the Darkstalkers out of hiding to oppose his rule. A second sequel, Vampire Savior, saw the revival of Jeddah, previously one of the nobles of Makai, who decides that the only way to save the demon realm is to remake it. Accordingly, he lures the Darkstalkers into a trap to use their collective souls to remake the world. Characters: Darkstalkers characters are either based on various iconic literary and cinematic monsters, or inspired by international mythology and fairy tales. The 1997 anime miniseries Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, which was based on the first two titles and was faithful to the characters' in-game personalities. The 1995 American-produced cartoon series, simply titled Darkstalkers. Related media: anime series, animated series, comic books, manga books. There are many Darkstalkers manga books and series. A few of them were also published in North America. A manga adaptation authored by Runoshida and published in Japan by ASCII in 1996. This manga was adapted by Viz Comics under the title of Night Warriors. The comic series and published in 1998 as a 6-issue comic book, which were later collected in a single trade paperback volume. A one-shot Red Earth crossover manga, Darkstalkers Red Earth Maleficarum, authored by Mami Ito in 1997. It was released in English by Udon Comics in 2010. Multiple other books were published as well, mostly in Japan only. However, some of them were published in North America. In 2008, Udon released the Darkstalkers graphic file, a collection of screenshots, storyboards and concept art from the series. In 2009, Udon released a 15th anniversary art book, Darkstalkers Tribute. It consists of submitted artwork from fans of the series, along with artwork from some of Udon and Capcom's own artists and several famous manga artists such as Yasuhiro Naito. The book was first available in August 2009 at several anime conventions before being widely released the following September. In 2014, Udon released a 20th anniversary art book, Darkstalkers Official Complete Works, that collects the artwork of every Darkstalkers game, including key visuals, character illustrations, promotional artwork, rough concepts, and creator commentary, as well as multiple new interviews with the creators behind the series, plus all new tribute pin-ups from Capcom artists. Soundtrack CDs for Darkstalkers games were released in Japan under different record labels including Sony Records, Celapita and Victor Entertainment. A collection of original tracks from the games, previously included as a part of Vanpaia Soundbox in Japan, was released digitally by Something Else Music Works in 2014. Reception: despite its limited commercial success, Darkstalkers was very well received by critics and acquired a sizable cult following. Destructoid's Kyle MacGregor described it as beloved, and IGN's Richard Dorge described it as both obscure and beloved, according to MTV. Although Darkstalkers has developed a loyal fan base over the years, it was never enough for the developer-publisher to give the series much attention, including Darkstalkers in their list of video game franchises. Founded on boobs, GamesRadar US called it second only to Final Fantasy as an object of Japanophilic cosplaying figurine collector worship, while the character design is immensely cool. Some of the fan art is downright disturbing. Keith Stewart of The Guardian ranked the series fourth in his 2012 top list of vampiric video games, citing its beautiful visuals and superb animation. GamesRadar's Lucas Sullivan ranked Darkstalkers first on his 2012 list of obscure fighting games deserving an HD remake, opining it offers just as much 2D fighting goodness as the venerable Street Fighter series, but it's never gotten the same kind of respect. And that just ain't right. Yugo.com included Darkstalkers on their 2010 list of the games that need sequels. Complex Writers put Darkstalkers at number 40 in the 2012 ranking of best video game franchises, adding that they would love to see a modern incarnation, and listed a hypothetical Darkstalkers 4 among the 15 games they wish would be announced at E3 2011. The magazine's Andrew Hayward ranked Darkstalkers first on his 2011 list of most missed fighting franchises, stating that every time Capcom announces a new fighting game, the hardcore community gets whipped up about Darkstalkers' continual absence, and demands a modern iteration.